You know, in the world of sports, it's pretty rare to see a single week tell two completely different, totally opposite stories. But that is exactly what just happened in Indian football. We witnessed a top-tier league basically teetering on the edge of chaos, while at the very same time, we saw a moment of pure, historic triumph. So how can a sport be falling apart and reaching new heights, all in the same 7 days? Let's get into it.
Okay, this slide right here really gets to the heart of this whole paradox. On one side, you've got total chaos. The top league is in limbo, massive global investors are pulling out, and star players are literally packing their bags. And then, on the other side, pure triumph. A landmark win for the national team, and young talent just bursting onto the scene. It's like the sport is being pulled in two completely different directions at once.
All right, first, let's unpack the crisis, because what's happening at the top in the Indian Super League, it's a big deal. And honestly, it's been brewing for a while now. This isn't something that just happened overnight.
This right here, this was the headline that sent shockwaves to the entire community. We're talking about the City Football Group, the powerhouse that owns clubs like Manchester City. They have officially sold their stake in Mumbai City FC. I mean, when an investor with that kind of global credibility decides to leave, you better believe everyone starts asking some serious questions.
And the reason they gave? Well, that's what's truly alarming. It wasn't about performance or profits or anything like that. It was simply uncertainty. That one word tells you everything. It points to a deep structural problem. It means there's no clear plan, no vision for the future. And for an investor, that's absolute poison. And it's not just the money that's walking away. The players, the actual stars of the show, they're getting nervous too. Take Spanish midfielder Borja Herrera. He just up and quit his club, FC Goa, and he said why: the unresolved status of the league and the constant mess around scheduling. This is a real-time talent drain, and it's happening because of all this instability. So you gotta ask, right? What is actually causing all of this? Why is a league that looked so promising just a few years ago now facing this massive crisis of confidence?
Well, it really all boils down to a messy, behind-the-scenes power struggle. We're talking about fights over commercial rights, a real lack of new companies willing to even bid for them, and just this general cloud of confusion hanging over the whole operation. It's this administrative failure that has left the entire league, the clubs, the players, just stuck in limbo. But here's the kicker. While all of that drama is unfolding in the boardrooms, a completely different and much more hopeful story is being written out on the pitch.
So now, let's shift gears. Let's move away from the crisis and talk about this story of hope, which really centers on a moment of pure, unadulterated triumph for the sport.
This is the result that just lit up the entire week, a 2-1 victory for India's women's national team over a very strong Thailand side in a crucial qualifier. In a week that was just dominated by news of exits and uncertainty, man, this was a powerful statement of arrival.
And believe me, this was not just another game. People on the ground, fans all across the country, they described it as a truly huge moment. It's the kind of victory that inspires a whole new generation of players and proves that, hey, Indian football can compete and it can win on the international stage.
And the good news doesn't stop with the senior women's team. That optimism is also bubbling up from the grassroots. We're seeing some incredible success stories coming out of the youth leagues.
So get this. While the top league is struggling with all its issues, the AIFF Elite Youth League is producing fantastic results. Look at this. A dominant 3-0 win for Rajasthan United's under-18 team. This is where the future of the sport is actually being built.
And that's exactly why these results are so important. These aren't just one-off wins. They represent a real pipeline of raw talent. It proves the potential is there, it's real, and it's just waiting to be nurtured and guided up into the senior ranks.
So this brings us to the heart of the matter. You've got these two parallel stories unfolding at the same time. One is a story of top-down administrative failure, and the other is a story of bottom-up passion and success. This puts the entire sport at a critical crossroads.
This table really just lays out the two futures crystal clear. On one side, you've got the current path, the path of crisis, administrative limbo, exiting investors, and negative momentum. But on the other, you have this alternate path, the path of hope, built on clear victories, a focus on grassroots development, and incredible positive momentum.
And that's the ultimate question this whole remarkable week leaves us with, isn't it? Will the people in charge continue down this rocky path of uncertainty, or will they finally pivot and actually invest in the hope and the talent that is so clearly shining through? The future of an entire nation's footballing dreams might very well depend on that answer.